They lost 5 games. They finished 3rd in their own division. They went 500 in conference play at 4-4. And if you stacked up the conference 1 through 12, this team would be a 6th seed in their own conference. Still, the Wisconsin Badgers won the Big Ten, and they did it decisively. MarkRogersTV, just minutes after Wisconsin completely hammered Nebraska 70-31. The Huskers coming in at 10-2 overall, 7-1 in conference play, and a 3-point favorite. And with a number of decided advantages, seemingly. Starting with Taylor Martinez at quarterback. Martinez is a much more efficient quarterback than he used to be passing the ball. He makes less mistakes, and if you look at the numbers, one of the most prolific dual-threat quarterbacks in college football history against Kurt Phillips, Wisconsin's third-string quarterback, getting the chance to play because of poor play and because of injuries, making just his 3rd collegiate start. And Nebraska had the team speed, we thought, especially on defense, against a Wisconsin offense with really only Jared Abbrederis, one guy who could get downfield and make a big play in the passing game. And then, coming in, Nebraska seemed to have the mojo, just seemed to have that something in the 4th quarter. They played with confidence, they played in the clutch. They pulled out wins time after time after time in comeback situations from double-digit deficits against Penn State, Northwestern, against Wisconsin. They trailed that game 27-10 and won it in Lincoln 30-27, also against Michigan State. On the other hand, the Badgers here in 2012 found ways to lose against Ohio State and Penn State in overtime. And against Nebraska, yes, they blew a 17-point lead and lost that one 30-27. So, it looked like Nebraska was the better football team coming in, but Wisconsin got back to what Wisconsin does best. They dominated up front with the offensive line and the running game. 539 yards rushing. Melvin Gordon, the freshman, ran for 216 and a touchdown, but most of those yards came in the second half, garbage time, as Wisconsin rolled to a 42-10 halftime lead. So let's give the game ball to Montae Ball, 202 yards rushing and 3 scores. And James White, he ripped Nebraska out of the Wildcat for over 200 yards, or about 109 yards actually, and 4 scores for James White. So Wisconsin dominated so much offensively in the running game that Kurt Phillips only had to throw 8 passes. And they made the plays on defense. They contained the big plays after that Taylor Martinez ridiculous run in the first quarter that got Nebraska back in the ball game for a while at 14-7. They cut it to 14-10, and then it was all Bucky Badger from there. So we've got Wisconsin back in the Rose Bowl for a 3rd straight time. They will be a huge underdog against a very formidable Stanford team. But we've got plenty of time to talk about Stanford and Wisconsin. Now we'd like to hear from you on Wisconsin, Nebraska, anything about the Big Ten, college football in general, or we could start our talk about the Rose Bowl here on Mark Rogers TV.